For the very first time, I am now working in Hatch Embroidery Digitizer 2. Okay, so this I downloaded this the other night, and I decided it was time for me to move in some ways away from Janome Digitizer 5.5, which I absolutely love, and let's have a little go now at Hatch 2. They're very similar, but I have noticed there are a few different things you can do. Now, when you're looking at the screen now, you'll say, well, hang on a minute, that doesn't look like anything like Hatch. No, it doesn't, because having bought Digitizer version 5.5 with Janome, it came with Coral SE. When I downloaded Hatch, I did go through John Deere, that's brilliant, the Embroidery Legacy site, and the first thing it did when it asked me to, install, first thing it did said, would you like to connect to Coral SE? And I went, oh, yes, please. So I lost nothing by doing this. And I know they say, well, you can purchase Coral SE on the Hatch site. I've yet to find it, but lucky me. So here we go. So when I start work, this is part of now the Gingerbread Little Boy. So I'm starting right at scratch with you, and I've got come into my Coral side of Digitizer, and I will just file, import, find the file, God knows where it is, find the file that I made. This is up on Lovelock Designs Facebook page for you already, yeah? I'm in all sorts of things here. Let me go find where it should be. Under Gingerbread, girl, where is it? GBG, Gingerbread Boy template. Open that one up, import, okay. Text curves, could improve, okay, whatever, yeah, just click and there it is. I'll just plop him up the page. Okay, so that is the overall gist of what I'm giving you. So the next thing I'm going to do is come up here, over here, see my hat symbol, and say, right, fine. So there he is, plopped in to my embroidery. We're back now in Hatch, and I'll just press naught and get everything up in the middle, but I'm taking off my hoop, and I am working in metric, and I am going to make my background that tan colour. Yay. Well, no, I'm going to keep that white. I'm going to make colour inside the hoop because it'll know how big the hoop is, that tan colour, and go OK. Put the hoop back on. This is driving me nuts at the moment. Put the hoop back on, there we go. So now if I keep the hoop up, using my scroll key on my mouse, and we're going to start working on him. So the very first thing that we want to do, I need to make all of this a lot smaller and slimmer. That's much better. Right, so now I am going to go to digitize, and I'm digitizing a close shape, so an outline, and it's now gone to object properties. So I want it to be a single run. Yeah, that'll do me for a moment. Let's just go with that. We are working in metric, that's good. So where should we start? Let's start bringing it up nice and big. I'm over 1000% now, but that works for me. So I'm going to start here with a left click, which is an angle, and work around this shape. I don't expect you to stay with me as I'm doing this, so I'm going to go quiet now until I've finished it. Stop. So I happen to have done them in bright green. Well, what I'm going to do is just add a load of colours on here, which are the Hatch normal colours. Okay, give me whatever. It's giving me loads. Why is it giving me loads? Well, I don't know, more the better, I suppose. Okay, whatever. So now I can like whip up and down on my colour jar and say, well, what do I think is the closest to a ginger stitch? 85, 55, 85, 85, I think. Yeah, 85. So I want my sequence bar, and I want to say, well, it's going to come right down under all of this. My man, I've just made in green. Okay, forget everything else. Forget everything above 41 for the moment. And I'm going to say, well, I want to do, what did I say? Did I say 38? I said 85. Did I? Let's go back up. 25 is quite nice. Yeah, I'm going to go with 25. That's me ginger outline. So pick him up and say 25. It's still on 85. Whatever. Oh, this is not good, isn't it? Right, and I'm now going to save him as, see, mine went blank the last one I did. Gingerbread Boy 2. Okay, so there we are, Gingerbread Boy 2. So he's there, ready to go for the moment. So just bear in mind, for whatever reason at the moment, my first stitch is starting at 41. Okay, on my sequence bar. I gotta get a grip with this. Anyway, I want to right click and duplicate that. I should be able to do this, yeah. And then I want to take the first one and say blue. Okay, because, well, have I got a blue? There's blue. Take that and say blue. There's blue on there, but it's not on here, right? The second one we'll keep as this 85 ginger. But before we go anywhere else, we're doing it in a bit of a different way now, because I've already showed you the difference. Remember, we're starting at 41 on my resequence bar, yeah. It'll always come to the bottom, so I'm just going to pick up digitize open shape, which means it's a line, single stitch run. That could be a bit fatter actually. Single stitch run, okay. And I am making this up nice and big, because this is the top of his ball, what it was at, and using the curved line I got, and I know I'm right bang in the centre. I'll just say, well, it doesn't need to be that wide to hold down a bit of ribbon, does it? So that's probably enough. Enter. That's one. Come back to my sequence thing. Oh, I hate this, it keeps moving. And then take that and duplicate that. Yay. And then this, oh, this is so big. Take the second one and call that red. Yeah. Call the top one, because I don't want it to run on the same way, call that blue too. Alright. And then, as we did with the other one, we're going to pick up those two and move them up in between my 41 and my 43. So it's going to do the outline, so you know what you're covering with your felt. It's going to do a stitch line, so you know where to put your tape for your hanger. It's going to do the secure stitch to hold it down, and then you put your felt down, and then you do your outline of your little boy. So that's where we're at the moment. So now the next thing I need to do is to start embellishing him. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is, using a nice green, there's a nice Christmassy green, I am going to digitize a close shape, and I'm hoping that this is going to keep up with me this time, a few millimetres away from the stitch line, yeah. And it may as well go flat over there, because there's going to be a blue bubble on there that's gonna, I'm going to hit enter and say, well, that's more or less good enough for me. Now, I've done it in a single stitch. I didn't want it in a single stitch, so I'm going back over to, oh, well, I'm going to pick it up on my resequence. Oh, I hate having to keep swap these. I'm going to bring this one out, because I can't keep swapping my resequence bar, right? Can't do it. object properties. See, I want, they go back, right, but resequence, I want to move. Object properties, I want to, it won't let me separate the bloody two. This is driving me nuts at the moment. Right, okay, so back to object properties, and I want this to be a fill. So, oh yeah, so what have I got to do? Can you see my problem here? Object property, not sequence. I want to pick that up as a resequence, yeah, and change it to a fill, and I do want it to be a tatami fill, and but I want to go to effects and say, well, I want it to be, if you don't mind, and I'm just going to click that back into this picker. I don't want it to be a pattern or anything else. I want it to be a Florentine effect. So now, can you see, I got my little boy's hat is now reaching over and being more normal. I can hit reshape, and well, that is pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave him alone and go back to resequence, because what the hell am I going to do next? I really don't like the way that this is working. So next thing I do, I'll go to select, yeah, and I am going to digitize, again, close shape, but this time I'm going to pick up ghost white, silky white, oh, it doesn't matter what colour you call it, but I'm picking up white, and I'm going to draw a close shape, which again is, I want it in tatami, and I'm going to just basically make, do I want to go down that far? No, I want to go down about here, and I am just going to make the shape and I don't have to worry too much about this hat shape. Make it nice curves going round, because not too good there. Coming round for curves. Where did we get to? About about there. Then I should have done that in a V, because I want a nice sharp cover as a band around, and put the V in there and say enter. Okay, still not happy with it, so reshape. I want it to be fatter than that, so yeah, I want that to come down, I want that to come out a little bit, yay. This is not as sharp as that side, but who cares? I could, if I hit on that one, it delete, yeah, then move up, yay, and make that an oval shape, yeah, and then I want the whole thing to be a bit more rounded than it is à ce moment. So I am just making it a bit wider and a bit more rounded. Yee, that's better. So now, and also this time I think I want, as I'm in angle for dangles, yeah, I've moved down to a 31% angle if you're watching me. Right, so okay, save. Bang. Now I'll go to sequence. Oh, I hate this way it keeps moving. Pick that up, duplicate it. Yes, and I got to, and then with that one still selected, go. I want that as an outline. At the moment, it will be a single ring bun stitch, but I am going to move it over to being, bring it down because it's not wide enough. I can't make this wider. Bring it down and say, well, I do want this to be a satin stitch. Okay, so now you can see we've got a satin stitch I'll leave it for now on the setting that it's on, which is 2.50 millimeters, and see what that looks like. Normal line, exactly as I want it. But I'm going to go to effects and say, well, do you know what I really want? I want go back to the top and say I want a both sides feather. There we go. There we are. That'll suit me. Maximum width 3 millimeters. Well, yeah. Well, I go leave it like that, and then click off it, and then I need to go back to resequence. Come all the way back down here. Select it again. See how I'm selecting it again, and I can then reshape. Yeah. So this is just the outline. And I might go back to select actually at this point where the black handles are up and just go, well, I just want to minimise that because it's good, but I want it away from his earlugs. Yeah, I don't want these stitches to get caught in his earlugs, and then shift it up a bit so it's covering the base of the hat. Going up a few too many, didn't it? Come down a few too many, and then go to reshape. Now I've got it in a better size, and then I do want to move. Oh, I don't want to confuse the issue. Undo. I do. Is that? Yeah, that is the base proportion of it. So I do want to move to outside of that, but keep this. Bring it up a bit. Keep that. Yay. I want to bring in a few little feathers away from that outside edge, but keeping it round, and not worried about the top, not worried about the top. I am worried about bringing in this little edge a little bit away from his ear rolls. Okay. Yeah. I think for the moment that's looking good. So clicking off of that, go back to select, go back to the picture. I still got this white line. Why have I got this white line? Why? Reshape. Why have I got that white line? Yeah, because I need to make this bit a bit thicker. It's all good. It's a little bit thicker to cover that white line. Let's click off it now, select. Still not happy, so I will go to object properties and go to stitching, and it's the edge I want to take off underlay 1. Yeah, because it was the stitch run on it, and then I've also seen reshape. I want this to come out a bit more, but I want that to come in a bit. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm have to fuss with it for a little bit, so I've not got too much standing over the edge of my stitches. Okay, come off that. It select it back to normal. Yes, I'm pleased. Not worried about that. And so what's the next thing? Oh, I am worried about that. That's my underlying one. Oh, I wish I had my sequence bar up all the time so I could see what I was doing. Reshape, because can you see that I've seen, which, no, undo, because what I've seen is I go up to the other one, the one above it, which is should be, why can't I see both of these at the same time? Oh, now I got them one at a time, but in the wrong order. So I want that stock as normal. Yay! And then I want to have a floating dock. Now I got both of them at the same time. Oh, this is driving me nuts. Anyway, so what I wanted was the one above, because I wanted to select and reshape, which is now the tatami stitch, okay? If I go back to fill, you can see it's a tatami stitch. So now, look, I need to make the tatami stitch wider to fill in the stitches for his little face. Because this is how you see whether you've got blanks or not. Yeah, happy with that now. So now what's the next step? Click off that, select, click off that. That's brilliant. So I'm quite happy with his little face now. Quite happy. Okay. The next thing I want to do, naturally, is staying in white, is I want to, a circle. Okay, I want it as a fill. I want it in tatami and it's still on white. Brilliant. So let me just whip back up my face, put things back where they should be. Oh, I'm not too happy about this. Right. So starting in the middle, I'm going to make a circle, and it needs to be as wide as that. Well, no, escape. Not going to do that. I'm going to do it a this-size closed shape. A this-size closed shape. Alright, so I'm going to do it once on the top, where I consider about halfway down, a left-hand click, where I consider to be, roughly the same scale, a left-hand click, where I consider to be opposite that other click, a left-hand click, and then it close, yeah? Ooh, I might have to do reshape, but I don't think I will, because at the end of the day, our overlying stitch of tattered stuff is going to do it. So that's in white. Not sure about the fill on that yet, but I do know I want to duplicate it, so right click and duplicate. That one I want to be an outline, that one I want to be satin, and we used all the same things before and said this effects, well, we want it both sides. There we go. There's a little snowball on top. Now, do I want, let's go back up to the original, which is a tatami. Okay, fill effects, tatami. Then I might go to reshape, and using my effect of my angles for dangles, say, well, if I'm going to have a little ball on top of his head, I actually probably may like it, yeah. So just come down straighter, select off, and out. Let's come out to a normal pace of, like, press 0. Do I want this tatami going that way? Not sure. At the moment, it's working for me, so I'm going to work with it. I am going to have to make this smaller, because just remember, I got the stitch line, so I am going to have to reduce that a little bit too. Okay, so this is bang new to me, as you know. So in the resequencing bar, I want to pick up that one. I know that is the outside circle. Holding down shift, I'm going to pick up the one above it, so that's both of them. I'm going to right click and group them, because I want them to work as one at the moment. So now you can see they're grouped. And then with my black handles, because I do want to make this a bit smaller, because I am, and using my tapping down my down arrow on my computer keyboard, I am, you see how I'm just bringing that bauble within, not too much, but within the guidelines of his top hat, or the top of his hat. And in the same way, I'm going to pick up, I'm quite happy with the shape, so I'm going to pick up that one, I'm going to pick up this one, and again I am going to group it, yeah. So now they're grouped, and in the same way I'm going to because I know they're all covering, so now they're working as one. Beg your pardon, I am going to hold down shift and proportionately bring that in. Oh, and I might proportionately bring that out a little bit. There we are. But now, a little bit teeny, teeny touch there. But now we are working within the guidelines of our lovely art. I might, the second one, I might ungroup that because I want that floppy bit to be a bit wider. This is a satin stitch. Because that's reduced down a little bit, hasn't it? It's 2.03. So I might say to that, actually I want it to be 2.50. A bit more fluffy. A little bit more fluffy. And again, now I'm only working with one now because I ungrouped them. Holding down shift, make that just titch smaller. Yeah. I might reshape that as well because I can still see let me bring that up nice and big so I can see it, and I'll take, it's going to finish, I want them both to start and finish in the same place, so I'll just get, undo, big mistake, undo that. I just want to, I am on reshape, aren't I? It is a line, it's the angle of dangle, isn't it? Well, that's bloody marvellous, isn't it? But I didn't want that. Actually, if I'm coming out, I don't want that. But I did like it, but I am going to take that and reduce it a bit. And this is the width now on this one. Oh, got to come back down. Right, okay, put the finish back on there as well. So now that has changed my width to 2.95. And I'm going to click off it. Well, I'm going to select, right. And using my handles, just slightly knock that down a little bit. Yeah, that's a better bubble, isn't it, on the top of his hat? Very much liking that. So, okay, liking it, save. Right, so what we're going to work on next, we're probably going to work on his eyeballs and everything else. So I think we'll change to black now. So over here, have I got a black? There's a black, isn't it? Navy. Black. So I'm working on the black now, and I'm doing a close oval. Yeah, oval shape. Okay. Bring it up nice and big, where I can see it. Hello. And I'm looking at his face, and even bigger. Bring him up and say, well, I want an oval, so I'm going to start. I want a round. So I'm going to start in the middle of your face, and as far as I'm concerned, that's more or less perfect square. So I'm just going to hit enter twice. Yeah? Oh, happens to be a single run line, which we do want. So at the end of the day, we didn't want it first, but I'll duplicate that then, save me doing it again. And the first one, then I will say, well, I don't want it to be an outline, I want it to be a fill, and I want it to be satin. Okay, I don't mind if satin goes that way this time. Okay, then I can say, well, now I've got my fill and I've got my outline stitch, so I'm happy with that. Right click and using shift, pick up both of them and group them, yeah, and then duplicate them, come back up, duplicate them, so we've got them all over again, and go up to our mirror X, yeah, so now it's going the other way around, and move both of them at the same time, because we know that we duplicated them over there. So now we've got two eyes. That's brilliant. What should we do next? So let's do the eyebrows. Well, these are a bit odd, but let's just do them. So now we want is I am going to digitize blocks this time. I've shown you how to do it. Okay, digitize blocks in black, which will be a fill. I am going to do it in tatami. Bring it up nice and big. I'm going to start here. Go down. Go up. Go down. Go up. Go down, because I want them to have a turning angle. You see what I'm doing? Yeah? So they've got a turning angle until we get to there. Hit enter, see what that looks like. Didn't cover it. Undo. Okay, let's start again. So from there to there, up there, but we want this line to be facing left diagonals, think we? And hit enter. Now it's done it. Let's come out, look at it. Yes, yeah, that's not too bad. I may select, reshape, look at some of the turning angles and say, well, perhaps you could have gone a little bit more that way, and you could, let's get even bigger, maybe you, I don't want to affect the wire box, maybe you could get it a little bit more that way. Hit select and come back to it, come out of it and look at it. Well, yeah, they are facing the right way, aren't they? Okay, now I know the other eyebrow is really slim, but to be honest with you, we may as well have the same. So I am now gonna hit that and duplicate, yeah, and then mirror X because I want it going the other way, pick it up and stick it over. Yeah, okay, so I've made him have eyebrows that are exactly the same. Save that because I'm happy with it. Okie doke. Now, what else are we going to do? This guy's not going to have any eyelashes because it's a bloke, isn't it? That's going to be white anyway. I don't want to do that. I want to do the white when I go down to do the other. So, again, as with the little girl, what I want to do now is pick up a lilac-y colour. Lilac? Anybody? Lilac? Let's go down to the next row. Oh, I've only got one. Well, I'm going to call it. That's move. That's move. We're both the bloody same. Right, I'm going to pick up this lilac-y colour and say digitize closed shape in satin this time. It is on a fill, that's good. Bring it up nice and big so I can see it and say, well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just going to use curves to follow me nose around. So I've got nice curves, yeah? This is a shape that I want. And hit enter. Yeah, now I got my nice curve. Now, oops, escape out of that and go, well, select. It's selected. Duplicate. So now I've got two of the little sods. And this one, I am going to say, oh, I want that as an outline. If you don't mind, see, it's an outline stitch. But I'm going to go back to the first one and I'm going to go reshape because I do want this angle to be straight up and down. Yeah? See? Made an awful lot of difference, didn't it, to the stitching. Select and come off it. So now I put his nose in. The next thing I want to do, well, I got this pink, although I want a more candy pink. And this is something we were talking about, Deborah. Now it's a case of what I want to... that one I've used, so this one I want to go to my threads, okay, and pick up a more a salmon orchid. I want a brighter pink, floral pink, yeah. So now that's changed me 77 to being a floral pink, and I can say go away. Threads don't need you now. So now I can pick up 77, which is more of a floral pink, okay, to give us the idea of what we're doing, and say, all right, digitize clue shape into Tatami, if you don't mind. Can I come back up here? I know I want fill Tatami. That's all I want, yeah. Look at the lines going. I want the lines to go this way this time, so I will just outline this as a shape. I should have done the mouth, shouldn't I? I should have done the mouth. Well, we'll do the mouth and then we'll move it back up. And close it, right, into Tatami. But we are going to say, as we did on the other side, Ooh, well, we don't want any underlay at the moment. None at all. So we go back to fill, and then we need to come down to stitch settings and make them really big. So at the moment, let's collect it up again. Come down to our bottom and collect it up and say, well, I don't want the 40 millimeters. I probably want them about 120. Let's put 0.120 and see what happens. Oh, no. Oh, 12. 20. It didn't happen, did it? So let's make them bigger. I want the spacing to be really big, so I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? So let's say 80. Yeah. Oh, now you can see. Let's plop out. Yeah. Oh, I actually want it because it's a boy in it, so we don't want it to be too wonderful. Let's make it 90. Yeah. Didn't make a lot of difference. So let's make it 1.10. 1.10 millimeters this time. Now let's come out. Let me have a look at you. Zoom back in. So difficult. Zoom back in. Although I like you, it's that sort of side. I want it to be an up and down to Tommy, so maybe let's go at that. Well, that makes it better, doesn't it? But then I can reshape, take the angle and say, well, I quite like the fact that you stretch yourself out, but do I want you this way or do I want you that way? How do I want you this time? There's nice. What was that? 169. There's nice. Yeah. Select. Click off it, very much like that, save. Happy with that, so I'm saving it. So now, obviously, as we have done, okie doke, we are now going to pick that up, duplicate it, mirror it, okay, pick it up and say, well, you can go and fit in over there. Now I got the same thing, but facing the opposite directions. And what I should have done was the black. So I'm going to go back to black, but we'll move it up so the black all gets done at once. So 71 was my black. Digitize, close shape again. This time in satin, and I will start here and just digitize around. Is just a smile. Don't want that to be too big, actually. Wrong one. Angle for tangle there. Round there, angle for tangle there, around, then an angle, and follow him round, yeah, angle there, and I want it roughly about there, so I'm going to just put a curve in there and ask it to join up. There we go. More or less right. So again, come down, pick him up and say, well, I want to reshape because I want your face to go perpendicular 90 degrees. Yeah, that's how I want you to be. Alright, my little love. And I will just, when I'm in the mood, make that a little wider and then go select, come off it and look at it. That's brilliant. Now I want a red, a bright red. Oh, 46, that looks like a bright red to me. Pick that up, digitize, close shape again. Still in satin, still a fill. And this time bring him up and say, well, this is where your stitches end, my little love. So I am. Hit enter for the fill, select, reshape, because although it's a good shape, and I like it, I want you to come all the way down like that as well. Select, click off. Now I can whip out, you see? Now he's done. I don't need, there's no asterisk or anything to do on him. There will be the highlights that we need to do. So we'll have a look at that, which is going to be in white, which is white is what we want to move on to do is arms and legs. So I've gone back to white, picking up this size closed shape. We want to do like a half moon thing. It's like the same as we did with the little girl. So I bring her up nice and big. You can always hit B on your keyboard and let go, and then make a space around the face, so that brings it up. You know, don't hold down the B, just hit B and then make your space so that you bring it up nice and big. And let's start on, which one should we start on? Let's start on the right one. Okay, so I want it to be left click, which is the point, and then around, and then around, and then around, and this time I want it to come down a bit further, so I'm going to end on a right click, more of a half moon shape, and then hit enter. There we go. And oops, escape. Then I am going to select, because I just want to nudge him to the right a little bit away from my outside stitching. You see what I'm saying? Okay, done it. Right, okay. Right click that, duplicate, yay! So we know under here we've got another one, and we want it to be the same way round, so I'm just going to place it where I want it on that side. Okay, so now we've got two little half moons. I want it to look the same way, and while we're still in white, then we can go and do our little circle oval. And this time I will do a little circle oval, and let's start there and go, well, about that big. Double enter, yeah, not too bad, about the right size. Trying to do another one. Select, maybe a little bigger actually. Boys, you know, they got a bit more of a glint, haven't they? So then I want to bring him down a little bit away from my outside stitching. Duplicate, yay. Mirror. No, I don't need to mirror it. I'm just going to keep it the same. He's looking in the same direction. And more or less put it in the same place over here, so he's got a nice equal place. Come out and go, yay, there you go, Sonny Jim, you're all ready. And hit save. Okay. What do I want to do now? What do I want to do now? Oh yeah, while we're in white, we need to do his army bits, you know, his icing on his arms. Right, so now we need to do his arm squiggles. I'm going to do them the other way around, but, and we've already done these once. If you've made a little girl, then we've already done these once. So what do we do? Let me see. Open design. Yeah, I'm going to open a design, and I'm going to go to, which is the right one? I suppose. Yeah. I'm going to open, although I did make this not in Hatch. I made this in Janome, but it's the same thing, really, to be honest. So I am, what, hang on a minute, I clicked on that one, didn't I? Open, you little bugger. So that should open it up now in a new file on here, yeah? I'm not going to save it on here because I want it to stay as Digitizer version 5.5, but it should open it up. I don't want it as a graphic, you silly sod. What's going on? I'm going to have to wait for it. Right, okay, so now, you see I was opened up my little girl, yeah, that I made in my other program. And what I want to do, because I thought they were quite nice, is I want to, well, yeah, copy that. Copy. And this is what you can do. Once you've done a technique and it's something you want to use on something else, you can always go back to what you made in the first place and recopy the technique and bring it in. So I have just copied from my little girl, that one. I'm going to go back to my little boy, yay, and I'm just going to say paste. There he is. Well, that'll do for a minute. It will have popped up under here, see? And then I'm going to go back to my little girl, because obviously the bigger ones work for me as well. So I am going to copy that and go back to my boy, and I'm going to paste that. Well, you know, it's not quite right, but it's good enough, isn't it? Now I'm going to go back to my gingerbread girl and I'm going to say, go away. And they're going to say, do you want to save changes? And I'm going to go, no, because that's all I wanted from her with those items. But now I'm going to save my little boy. Because I do think that having done all the work, well, we might as well make use of it. So, and this is what you can do. If it's your own work and it's in an EMB file, you know, whether it's Hatch or Digitizer, or even if you're working in Brilliance or something else like that, some other PES type of software, or, you know, you can always refer back to something you've already made and pinch an element if it's going to work for you. So I pinched this element, yeah, and I'm just making sure, will it fit? No, it won't. So I'm just going to make it, for the moment, a bit smaller, yeah, and I'm actually going to bring it over here because, and, yee, turn it around a little bit, and then I might have to make it a little bit bigger now. Holding shift so it's proportional. Make it a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit bigger again, because on this guy, and I might turn it a little, I've got the curves now, so I might just angle him a little bit more. Let me look at it. Is that right? No, you need to go up one nudge, yeah? Yeah, happy with that. Now I am going to copy that. No, sorry, not copy it. That's the wrong thing to do. Undo. I don't want to go in the same way, right? So I am going to duplicate that, mirror exit, because I want it the other way around, and then whip. I whipped the wrong one. Undo. Whip. No, that's still in. Why is that? Oh, come down. Whip the other one and say, well, let me make sure I'm putting it roughly about the same place. Yeah. I did move that one a little bit. So. Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? But I've got to be precise. Yeah, so, and you know his hand is a bit more that way, so I am just moving him up and down the nodule. There we go. Okay, so because I want his arms to go the other way, because if you notice his arms are down this time, whereas the little girl's arms were up. Now, then we'll come down, so those two, I want to put that one up under that one. So then we're picking up and going back to naught, so it's nice and big. Clicking off it, clicking back on it, double clicking it, so I got the turn hands, yeah. So I got the size hands, yeah, and I just want to make that a little bit smaller. And also I am going to go 15 degrees that way, and let's see if I can put that boot in where I want it without having to. Yay, that works for me, because now I want it the right way round. This one then, duplicate, yay, and mirror X and whip it over. I hope I got the right one now. Nope, still got the wrong one. Undo, come down, pick up the right one. Oh, undo. I want the one that's going that way this time. Pick up the right one. Look at where I placed it on the other side at the same time. How far away from the edge is boot? About there. Yeah, that looks good to me. Right, save, 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 save. So now I've done all his white bits and all his white bits, so one underneath another. So even though we had to stop after the hat, the white on the eyes moved down to the white on the icing, what I call the icing, okay? So now we're ready to get on with his pants. I am trying to remember off the top of my head what I did. So I am going to pick a blue, pick a blue, pick a blue, that's a blue, okay? And I am going to digitize a closed shape, yeah, closed shape, and I do want it to be a fill, and I want it, I'm not sure if I want it satin yet, we'll come back to that. Anyway, it at the moment is going to come out in satin. Oh, I'm just waiting for my computer to catch up with me. Not sure whether that came out or not, but what I just did was pick up blue and say I want to do digitized close shape, and it's satin for the moment. Not sure whether it's going to be satin in the end, but satin for the moment. So we're on a close shape, and here we go. Pair of trousers. Alright, let's start in the middle of his crutch. You know, one would think. Little boy's trousers. I don't want it to go right to the end, and I don't want the top to look. No, back. I want these to be straight lines to his armpits. Do boys wear trousers to their armpits? I don't know. A little bit of a curve in the middle, straight on there, down to proportionately, well, it was just above that line, wasn't it, on the outside. And then, well, it'll come across the middle. So there's a pair of pants so far. I don't know whether I'm happy with that yet, but we'll see. There's a pair of pants. Now, from his top, from his shoulder, let's come in a little bit. Digitizing close shape, we're still on that. We're still on everything else, aren't we? Yeah, satin, whatever. I am just going to do, well, we want the strap from there to there. Oh, undo from there a little bit further down, from there to there, and back to there, and hit enter. It's going that way around this time, so I'm going to have to do that in tatami, because that's not right, is it? But then I can escape, pick that up, come back down. You know, this is why I'm always using my resequence, because I use it in so many different ways. Duplicate that, mirror X that, so it's going the other way, and whip that over and say, well, where do I want that then? I want that to be about the same, a little bit more, about the same on that side. So I've done a pair of pants. I'm going to have to go look at my original and see how I did this pair of pants. Just 1 second. Right, having had a little look at my last one, yeah, it's a little bit of a difference, so I need to sort this out because it was nicer in the last one. So I am now going to select, bring up his pair of pants. They are going to be tatami. I am going to do it like that, and I am going to reshape. Never mind about the angle for a moment. I need to put in another, right next to that square, I need to put in another square, and equal difference from that square, I need to put in another square. See what I did there? Right, okay. Now I'm going to pick up that square and making sure I'm not affecting my stitching. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just bringing his pants down. Maybe a bit more actually. I'm bringing his pants down to make it more of a trouser effect, okay? I'm also just slightly dipping the middle of it. And I might even do that a bit more, I'm not sure. Yay. Click off it, select, click, yeah. That's, no, I could go back and reshape. Oh, you know what I'm like. I can go back and reshape for England. I want it to be really right. So if I bring it up lovely and big, then how am I looking? Yeah. So see that centre bit now? I want to move that up a bit. So that, yeah, I want to, yeah, and I still want to move that centre up a little bit. Alright, let's come out and have a look. Yay, more of a trouser shape. If I click off it, you can see that's more of a trouser shape, isn't it? Brilliant. Also, on the last one I did is, oh, it's still not right, is it? Look now, because I moved it. These straps I did do as a curve. I'm not this time. No, I'm not. I just refuse. I'm going to do them as an angle for dangle this time. I am going to reshape that. And I am going to say, well, they've got to be longer, to be honest. Let's get right in there so we can see it. These points, Yeah, you gotta come down and meet this, and you gotta come down and meet that. Otherwise, it's not gonna work, right? Start and stop can be on the same, and then I'll just move over to this one. If I hit tab, no, that didn't work. Different to me other program then. So if I now pick up that one, which should be this one, no, that one, which should be this one, I can go reshape on that and just shift over to it and make sure that, again, get rid of these spots. Well, that could stay there, can't it? But I just want to bring it down and have it start and stop the same place. Not worried about the angle at the moment because I'm going to change everything anyway and go select and come out. Now, I haven't changed the top, but I have changed the bottom. Can you see? Yeah? Okay. Now, having done that, I'm not happy with these trousers being this way around, so tatami, well, yeah, that's very nice, but I think I can go and pick a better... Ooh, look at that. No, that's not quite right, is it? Let's go and pick something. Oh, this... Can I take it off? Yeah, I can, like I did with my other one. Take it off so I get a better look and say, well, that's a better pair of pants, isn't it? Quite like that. Right, okay, so now select a sleeve, again, with tatami, but let's go look at an effect and say, well, if I go to a sleeve, I did see something there then. Oh, no, I think that's the one I used last time. If I go to, is straps, I want them to be a bit... Well, that's quite nice, but I'll reshape and I'll say, well, I want the straps to be straight across. I want... Oh, now look at that. Select, come off, yeah? Look at that. That's a bit more of a strappy effect, isn't it? Like that very much. So what we do is go in and say copy object properties, pick up the other one, right click and say apply object properties. Didn't work, did it? Let's well, we did apply object properties, but we can go in and reshape and say, well, that wasn't quite the angle for dangle that we wanted. We want it to go this way. Don't be an arsehole. Yeah, we want it to go the other way, but not as much as... There we are. Well, we're getting there anyway, aren't we? No, it's not quite... No, still not happy, so I am going to actually select, delete, yeah? Because now I haven't got this one exactly how I want it. I am going to then go and duplicate. So we've got 2, and then go mirror X. So now it's going the other way around, but it's exactly the same thing. And now pop it in... Where does it go? From his neckline. Making sure it's covering his bottom line. Yeah, so now I've duplicated so that both of them are the same. And I just want to make sure, actually, I want these two, pick it up, and move it above the pants, because I want the look of this. Click off, select, click off, click off. I want them to be underneath the pant line. Do you see what I'm saying? Why isn't that one the same? That one was the same. Thank you. But, oh, no, it's not. Still not right. Undo. Well, there we are. And that's before I move the pants. So let's just move the pants underneath. Will that work? Yes, it does. So before it changes its pretty mind, let's save it. Okay, so now we're going to do the straps, then we're going to do the pants, so the pants are going to come up over the straps. Now I want to go to black. Where's my black? Is that black? no navy, 11, that's black. Right, let's go to black. I want to do a circle oval right here, just under his pant line. I want to make that, click it twice and hit enter, so I get a complete round. Escape, select, duplicate, yeah, and mirror, wrong one, undo, and make sure I'm picking up the right one and place it in the same place as that button going the other way. Now let's come out of that. There he is. Now he's got his buttons on his knickers and he's happy. It's safe. Now I need to look at it. Now, you could do an outline stitch around this. I don't think I'm going to bother this time because this is, with tatami, it's a bit more together. So I don't think I will do it this time, but if you do, make sure you bring it in very, very slightly. If you're doing an outside, if you're duplicating it and making it a run stitch, just bring it in by 1 millimeter is enough on this, yeah, if that's what you want to do, okay? The other thing I think I'm going to do, we've got this stage now, we're ready to go more or less, yeah, so, I think, let me whip back at the top, so, I got so much ready stuff on here I don't like. Where did I start? At 41, wasn't it? 41. Yeah, there's my guy, 41, which is in blue. That's to show you where you are in your loop on your backing layout, yeah, and then the 2 lines to hold down the tag. Then you put your felt down, then you do your usual stitch that gives you this thing, and then we start working on all the digitizing. So we've done all of that. So the next thing we need to do, we're going to be working back in this tangerine colour, 25, yeah, so I am going to go to digitize open shape and pick up 25. I am now back in the ginger. I'm just going to save me little man a moment because I can't remember the last time I saved it. And before we carry on with the finish of this, I am just going to make him nice and big, and I'm going to say this guy needs a chin. So working in a single run, because that's all you want, right? I am going to go from halfway down his shoulder. I'm judging now, and I am going to do a curve there, then a curve under his chin, then a corresponding curve there, and ending with a straight line there. Yeah, so now you see I brought him out, so I've now finished off his face because he doesn't have a dress to do it for him. So I've just popped in, that's his chin, okay? So now we're in ginger, and this is how we're going to continue in ginger. Now we can whip back up to 41 where we started, catch hold of that and duplicate it, yeah? Where is it? Duplicate, and that should pop up at the bottom. There he is. Now, if you're going to be using a plain piece of backing for this, yeah, all you do is take your hoop off of your machine, set a tape down, your backing piece of felt on the back of the hoop, and run that last stitch. If you're going to put lettering and messages on the back, to little Johnny, love, grandpa, grandma, or whatever, if you're going to put a message on the back of it, you need to do this as I showed you on the other one. So now hit new. Right, go back to Gingerbread Boy, pick up the last stitch, yeah, and copy it, copy, yeah, go into new design and then paste, Yeah, so that's our little boy. I don't think it really matters, but I will just, while he's highlighted, mirror X, well, it did make a slight difference. It did move. So now it's back the other way. And then you can go to your lettering and what have you. And you can do all your lettering on here and save it as your gingerbread boy back. Okay, so without cutting anything, but just take it out of the hoop with all your lettering attached and leaving it in the felt square that it is, then use that felt square instead of a plain back square to come back and finish off your gingerbread boy here. Okay, got that? When you see me stitch, I'm going to stitch out both of these. So when you see me do it, you'll understand. But I hope that so far I've explained this as best as I can. Best of luck with it. Any problems, just get hold of me. Just come on the site and say, well, I've gone so far and now it's not working, or I've done this and what am I doing wrong? Just, we can talk. I'm on there most days. I'll see your message. I'll see what you've got to say and I'll help you as best as I can. Anyway, so for now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take both these characters, even though they are only teeny tiny, they're only just like tree hangers at the moment. We are going to make these into using our own designs, which we've now made out, and we're going to turn them into pot stands for the table as well.